And recording. So I was at the gym last night, and I usually record these videos after I get home from the gym when I'm nice and dehydrated. That way, the booze hall will take more effect. But I just happened to go pretty late and didn't get home and settled until about 1 in the morning, so I didn't feel like recording any videos. But I mention all this because when I'm at the gym, I have a Pandora station that I listen to based around Gojira. Um, and it's curated to such a point, I think, where like I've thumbs up like at least 100 different songs to kind of like alter what comes on in the algorithm of it. And a new band came up yesterday called The Birthday Massacre. It's a really bouncy kind of song. I forget what it was called because I just really quickly stopped what I was doing, hit a thumbs up to try to get more of it. uh, but yeah, I went back into my set because I didn't want to be too distracted. It had kind of like made me almost think like Ramstein just because of the riffage and again the bounce of it. So I did a YouTube search, and one of the first tracks that came up is a song called Blue, and this is from 3 months ago. This is not the one I heard because the title had multiple words, and this is just the one. Enough of me blathering. This is an almost 6 minute song. Go. knew it was gonna transition. Yeah, the riffs definitely still remind me of like a Ramstein kind of sound. Like it's pretty simple, power chords, uh, but yeah, it's awesome. I like it. This sort of doll stop motion kind of thing makes me think of like a Tool video, like an old school Tool video. And I also dig how the patterns in the wallpaper sort of morphed into like a maze, obviously, but I'm trying to think of the term for it. Well, Daedalus, because he was Icarus's dad, so I call him Daedalus sometimes. Daedalus, Labyrinth. That's the word I'm looking for. So I like how the patterns in the wallpaper and also in the carpeting, um, it kind of like morphed into like a labyrinth kind of thing, which makes sense. Like that's actually like a cool metaphor of what patterns are. Like you get trapped in patterns because you start patterns, behaviors uh, that can become a maze that you can't ever escape from if you're doing bad behaviors. And then she's got the rabbit ears. She's the white rabbit because she's all dressed up in white. And there's a hole there in the middle of the maze. The white rabbit goes through, so like it's a obvious sort of Alice in Wonderland kind of backdrop there. So it's cool. I dig it. It does have kind of like a early 2000s, late 90s kind of like new metal kind of sound to it. Which, nothing wrong with that. Sounds great. And it's interesting too to hear this sort of like the softer portions have more of like a fairy tale kind of child's toy kind of sound. So juxtaposed with the hard riffage, like that's a natural thing. It's just like you go hard, soft, hard, soft. So you get that contrast to make the harder even harder and the softer even softer. Let's backtrack just a little because it was transitioning a bit, and you could tell when she was pulling back the carpet and she was using the sort of body parts of the dolls. She ripped off the arm and was using it kind of like a crayon to trace her way out of it. Like she's using her childhood to try to escape from this room inside the labyrinth. So like she's stuck in a child mentality, which is why there's all these dolls, and the escape would just be the growth to be an adult or to grow out of childish mentalities. Because again, patterns, behaviors, labyrinths. Go. Is that their logo? A rabbit? So it is very Alice in Wonderland kind of based as far as like fairy tales and also being like a child's story. And then at the end there, she pulled, eh, eh, and there was a doll on the other end of the string. But then her own head came off because she was the doll. So it's like dolls representative of childhood. And obviously the song's called Blue. I just did a song by, is it Chelsea Wolf? Not Chelsea Wolf. Fuck, who did I just do? It was a song called Everything Turns Blue. And it's about like blue you always equate with sadness. So like again, if everything is like childhood and escaping from a maze, it means you're getting out. So the sadness of growing and changing and leaving behind your adolescence, possibly. Which there could also be metaphors there for like virginity and sexuality, but that wasn't necessarily present in the video. It was more. Let's see. Are there lyrics? Is that Michigan, Chicago? We're going back to early 2000s with this one. Again, new metal. Excuse me. Are there lyrics in here? The juxtaposition of Chibi's voice. That's funny, her name's Chibi. What does that mean in Japanese? Like a cute thing? Yeah, well, going from a sweet angel to an unpossessed demon? Nah, it should just be a possessed demon. Alongside the creepy keys to punishing guitars and drums. Quintessential. Brazil loves you. Let's see. This is Russian. I'm so excited about this group because somehow right it knows how to get into the subconscious of its listener. 20 years old and still sounds as fresh as ever. Does that mean that this isn't new? That this is from 20 years ago, so it's very new metal? Yeah. Or have they just been around for 20 years? None of these say the lyrics. Let's see. Birthday Massacre. It's a Canadian band. Blue. Lyrics. Plastic blue. Invitations in my room. Plastic like the dolls. I've been waiting here for you. Reservations made for two. Sunlight fading. Black tongues speak faster than the car can crash. You supply the rumors, and I'll provide the wrath. Grape. Here are the grapes, and here's the wrath. Romance is breaking every heart in two, casting shadows in the pale shade of blue. So, romance is breaking every heart in two. I've been waiting here for you. So it's a breakup. That's why it's blue, because it's sad over the breakup. And she may just be staying in her room there as a mechanism to like kind of hide herself to get away from the pain of it. And she's kind of like regressing back into like, oh, what was I like before you when I was a child, when I was smaller, and the dolls gave me comfort. And at the end, she's pulling apart the dolls to be like, no, but I'm a grown person. I'm not a child. I have to deal with this in a more adult way. But at the end there, her head was broken off. So it's just like the child is gone and then move on. Plastic blue. Conversations in my room. Because that's where you fuck. No, I'm just kidding. Saving every tear for you, trusting every word untrue lies. Twilight fading, fate changes faster than the death of light. You supply the envy, and I'll provide the spite. Ha, I like that line. Light and spite. Reflections cutting every face in two. You're two faced. You say one thing and do another. Casting shadows in the pale shade of blue. So sadness. Yeah, so a relationship. Something went wrong. That's what it seems like it's about. I could be off base, but again, first um, interaction with this, first experience of it, first listen of it, first reading of the lyrics. So the maze is a labyrinth of pain that she has to work her way out of based off the breakup, seemingly. So the labyrinth is a metaphor for her working out her emotions to getting over this relationship. And that labyrinth just happens to be blue because she's working through the sadness of it and getting over it in order to grow from adolescence to adulthood. You grow, you get older. So to get over something, you change, evolve, you grow. So I think that's sort of the imagery was evoking that kind of info from me, I think. Yeah, great song. Again, the riff's very Rammstein, very German sounding. And Alice in Wonderland, fairy tales, fables, you think of them as being very German also, even though Alice in Wonderland isn't. So that all meshes together. Very new metal ish kind of sound. I should have checked to see when this actually did come out, but yeah, liked it a lot. I'll probably listen to more, I think. Good job, Pandora.